Now what's really neat about using these objects like this is that even text is still a parametric primitive, meaning that if I select the text right here, I can still make changes to the height, to the horizontal spacing, to the vertical spacing, and so on. Okay, because we haven't made it editable yet. And if we don't need to, we won't, because that way we can always still change it anytime we want. Okay, so just remember, like our other parametric objects, this is one too, even though it's just text. All right, so it's still pretty blocky. Command R render, you can see just a very sharp edge. So let's fix that. Let's go to the extrude NURBS. Okay, and we can actually call this solution text. All right, so we know that's our main one. And then go to the caps tab once that's selected. Here we have start and end. All right, now if you choose just cap, you come in here close, it's not going to do much. If you choose fillet, it's going to push that in. Okay, but if you do a fillet cap, you're actually going to cap that off. All right, now if we had more of an open font, that cap would actually work. In this case, we already had it capped because it was a font. Now with that, you can actually add some steps to it and round it out. So if I do a quick render here, you can see it does a really nice job of rounding out that font. And I don't know if you've used many 3D font programs before, but not many are actually this easy to do this kind of work. So it's very, very nice. I think we're going to keep it straight like that. I think we want to go a little more sharp. Okay, but I am going to bring the radius down about like that. All right, and for the end, which is the back side, because remember this was an extrusion, so start and end is what it's considering. We can do a fillet cap as well, and you can do the same thing. Now in this case, I'm not really animating the back, so I could leave it just plain, but since it's so easy right now, I can. All right, and you have a way you can hull inwards or outwards depending on how your polygons are facing, which way the normals are. So that's actually really nice. And you can even see here, you can even put the holes in a little bit differently too. So very, very flexible. And we're going to keep it as n-gon so that the polygons that are made up of more than 3 or 4 vertex are going to render just fine with our NURBS. And we'll take a look here like this. Looks really nice. So now when we put our surfaces on and our reflections, we're going to get a really nice response from the surfaces. Okay, so I'm not a big fan of round, bubbly letters. I don't think corporations are either, and I have done a lot of corporate logos. Not one of them was a round, bubbly letter. They have to be sharp and bold and big, and so that's what we're going to do in this particular project. The next thing we're going to do, while we have this, of course, is save it, and we'll call this MotionGraphics. Next thing we're going to do is add another text element. So we're going to go like this, text, and we're just going to do S, hit the tab key, and then we're going to move our mouse over height, and we're going to make that really big. And then we're going to do actually an exclamation point in there as well. Okay, these I want as separate letters, so I can select that on its own, just in case, and I'll show you why. And the horizontal spacing, I'm going to put those a little bit closer together. Not going to matter too much. And we have to choose the font and make sure we have our Century Gothic, the same font. But I'm going to go bold with that one. Like that. It gives it the same kind of look, a little bit different. And then I'm going to add an extrusion to that as well. So I'll hold the Alt or Option key. Click on Extrude NURBS. Press S to bring that to view. And then we'll also go to caps, start. We'll do the fillet. Bring that down to about 3 this time. And we're good to go. And let's do the back side as well. Okay, so there is our big S we're going to animate in the back. We might size that up a little bit differently. But for the time being, I think that's okay. We can just do it right here, which is really nice. It keeps the scale and proportion working well for the fillet. We can then select our move tool. We can move this back, and we're going to move it down, and this is going to live right in the back. Now we're going to curve these, and we're going to create some other elements that this whole thing's going to be animated, and we're going to put a background in. And I remember doing an animation very similar to this probably a good 9 years ago. And I can tell you right now, it wasn't this easy. But it is now thanks to Cinema 4D. So let's move on to the next video.